already after their first game on Friday, but I really think that they are showing signs that teams need to be careful against them.
I mean, Leftovers, they've just grown so much. That's what we've always been saying about them, especially
Yeah.
towards the end of Phase 1 and now into Phase 2. We're now asking them to show us that they can get those wins and win some sets. And they've already done it. On Friday, they were able to get their first victory, taking on Zealots and getting the win. We'll see if they can get a little bit more against Dignitas. They've already mentioned today is just a learning day for them, but still, one map, that could be good for them. Let's go ahead and talk about the cheers as they keep rolling in from you guys at home. Our teams that currently are in the lead is Dignitas. You are watching them now as they hit the 2 million mark, I believe, yesterday. And then Fnatic right behind them here with 1.1 million.
It's actually really interesting because especially the top 4 here is pretty much how I would expect the standings in our standings to look like at the end of or towards the Western Clash.
Yeah?
Maybe with the switch of Fnatic and Team Liquid after we've seen the performance yesterday. That's a bit to be seen how those two perform. But that's my prediction for the top 4 for sure.
I think Team Liquid might actually climb to the top 2, man. If they keep playing the way they were this weekend.
That's what I just said.
I know, but I'm thinking I'm actually putting Fnatic down to 3-4. I think Method and them are going to be fighting for that area.
You're never listening to me.
I know you just said that, but I don't know, man. I think Team Liquid's looking pretty killer. Again, I'm just an Arcaner fanboy, to be honest. Like, I think that guy is an absolute god. I know.
I didn't notice.
Believe it or not.
Tell me about that.
I may talk about him being the best player to ever come into Europe. But he's incredibly saying, man, he's awesome. I don't know.
Okay, we adopted you, but leave your North American bias a little bit out there.
I don't know, man. He's from Australia. It's not even North American. That's a completely different continent. Checkmark. Checkmate. Can we just go to the next battleground or something?
Checkmark.
Checkmark. Got him.
You were so proud of that.
Battlefield of Eternity. Leftovers with the pick.
I was more so alluding to you not having any clue about European history then.
Oh, did you just checkmark me? Dang.
Oh, I checked my...
It's a thing now.
Let's not make that a thing.
That's a thing now.
Oh, no, it's not a thing.
From now on. So going to BOE here. Something that was interesting to me the last time that we have seen BOE is that Hanzo isn't a first pick, at least in the first couple series that we've seen him in. He's actually fallen down to third and fourth pick. It seems like dive comps on this battleground are actually getting a little bit more popular. Genji, Tracer are immediate things that people are wanting to pick up.
I mean, I would be a little bit careful with that still, because yes, we have seen that, but at the same time...
Small sample size.
Small sample size, first of all, we have seen one game there, and I think it's also the teams that played just simply showed, okay, we're not trying to race the Immortal, we're just going to try and destroy you on a fight perspective.
Yeah.
What are you smiling about?
Check
What happened? You're still on the check mark.
You got me with the low sample size. Battlefield of Eternity.
We need to put you into a goofy costume one day.
I can pull it off.
Yeah, definitely you can pull it off. That's why I say it. Tracer again as the ban here. So we're coming back to DAB just being strong on the hero. And again, I mean, we've seen Tracer banned out a lot, not only against Leftovers. Against Leftovers, it's a big part. It's not quite that DAB is going to destroy an entire team with Tracer whenever he gets his hands on her. But there's definitely a huge power spike on the Leftover side whenever they can play with Tracer.
Yeah.
So from that background, it makes a lot of sense for them to ban it. Bans are exactly the same as we've seen on map number 1. Genji is taken out as well. So basically at this point what we can sum up is that from a ban perspective, everybody hates Overwatch heroes.
And they love him too. Team Dignitas with the first pick of an Overwatch hero. Hanzo comes in.
Yeah.
This feels much more natural. I was actually going through like a midlife crisis when Hanzo went down to first
I know,
pick
right?
on BOE.
He's been talking about it for 2 days now.
I was just like, why'd that happen? I don't understand.
Like, where's Hanzo? I was like,
all is right in the world. Thank you, Dignitas. Leftovers. This is always the question. How do you deal with Hanzo?
the one thing that I don't understand with Hanzo, he's an Overwatch hero, right?
Yeah.
So why does he have Scatter Shot? I don't get it.
Why doesn't he have Scatter Shot?
No, why does he?
What do you mean? I'm missing something here.
Okay.
Bring it.
Explain
the joke.
Huh?
Explain the joke.
Wasn't it taken away in Overwatch?
Yeah, it was taken away. Okay, so I was like,
Yeah, so why doesn't
I was
he
like,
have
how
it?
do you know that? You don't play that game. So I was like, where's he going with this?
Tim, you just ruined the meme.
They're not gonna.
Thank you very much.
I mean, honestly, the new ability he got in Overwatch is kind of busted. I don't think you can put it.
You trying to save it right now doesn't make it better. You ruined the meme.
I
So
just-
just live with it.
listen.
I hate you right now, and we're going back.
I was
to the-
comparing what you said.
Maiev and Dehaka have been chosen. No,
No.
You got
You're not checkmarked.
You got checkmarked.
Honestly, though, what you said was not matching up with what I know about you. You don't play Overwatch, so how did you know that they changed his abilities. Where'd you learn that from?
I know my memes. I read Twitch chat. Hello.
Dang, meme lord, Calidor over here.
I mean, one.
Do you know what the new ability is?
Huh?
Do you know what the ability is for Hanzo?
I don't play that game.
So now he instantly 4 different shots, and he has a dash as well.
You
So
see this?
4 shots.
This is me not caring.
You don't care, okay. Well, my Evan Dahaka has been picked up. Great, wonderful. Honestly, if they put his ability in Overwatch into Heroes, those variant compositions that you have would be insane with Hanzo.
Okay, come on, tell me about it.
I've already just explained it. It's 4 instant shots that you can siege up that instantly just wind up, and you get the full damage off of it, and you also get dashes, so he has more mobility and he has more burst.
Yeah, that's what we need.
He
more
shreds
mobility.
tanks.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
insane.
No, it's really what we need. We need Hanzo with more mobility and more single target damage. That's a fantastic idea.
That is an amazing idea.
You should be a balance designer.
I'm down, man. I just want my heroes to be thematic between my games, okay?
Okay, Blizzard, whatever you do, if this man sends you emails with
Dude,
balance,
if I was a
just
balance designer, here's what I would do. Everyone would get a 3rd heroic.
straight up ignore what he said.
Everyone would get a 3rd heroic, and they would have the hunt immediately put onto their kit. Could you imagine Murky hunting in and destroying a target? Insta-slime everywhere.
There's an idea. For
Rexar with the hunt. Doesn't that sound amazing? The bear flying behind the entire time, charges afterwards?
That's a good idea.
This game would be amazing.
It's a good idea for a brawl, but not more. Serious mode now. There's a draft going on.
I was serious about the hunt. That's a 3rd heroic. I'm down with that.
That's the sad part about it.
Lily with the hunt.
Shut up.
We're going on an adventure! And then blinds a target.
Brightwing with the hunt is even more creepy. She's like that stalk. I was like, friend!
That would be amazing. She could hunt it and then phase shift out. Oh, great. All right, so Malfurion Leeming comes in. Lots of poke for Team Dignitas. Immortal Control as well. Greymane and Karazim, though, leftovers, are giving themselves the ability to get on top of a target if they overstep, but also giving themselves the ability to deal with the Immortal themselves. Greymane sneaking his way back into our drafts.
I mean, the first thing that actually we saw here is that on Battlefield of Eternity, we have now the Haka for the side lane. So it's again this idea that you're trying to soak a bit more on the side lane before the first Immortal in particular is taken.
Yeah.
And then you try to move in. I mean, especially around the second one, is ideally with level 10. That's the dream. If around the second Immortal you can get the level 10 with the Haka and then go in. It gives them some global control in the long run. If Dignitas doesn't respond with Falstad, and given that they have Hanzo and Liming already, it's very unlikely, there's not going to be a global to match it. But Dignitas has insane poke around Hanzo and Liming to gain the Immortals. So their strategy is definitely here to, I mean, ideal of course get resets for Liming through kills and carry the team fights, but they can also just simply keep poking at the Immortal. And as long as they win the objective, they're not going to be in too much trouble here. But as you said, leftovers with Greymane on the map and with Karazim, they actually have a fair amount of Immortal pressure too.
Yeah. ETC and Yrel comes out. Wow, our 2nd Yrel of the weekend. Intriguing.
I mean, it is the thing at the solo lane that is really tough just to take her down, and we heard the Ranger actually talk a bit about it, that she's very tough to kill. I mean, this is pre-buff Yrel, so she is still pretty powerful here, but she's gonna become even more stronger towards next weekend. And Nubarak for the last pick. Pretty dive heavy what they have here, with Maiev going in, you have the Haka, also very melee heavy here too, and Nubarak now.
Yeah, decent amount of CC2 to help out with Yrel, try to step up her channels if she can come in, but also Mosh Pit.
I mean, he can also eat a lot of the shots that Liming fires out, either with Beatles or he himself, just to make sure that she's not getting free shots against the Immortal and burns that down. So that helps them a bit. But they definitely have a lot of engage here.
Do you believe in the Yrel?
I believe in Whoopi.
Yeah. Do you think it's Whoopi? You could put ETC in the top lane if you wanted to.
Main tank Yrel? Before
JPL
buff?
is playing Varian right now, I'm just saying.
Before buff? There's no way. Nah, it's gonna be Whoopi.
Yeah, it's probably Whoopi.
It's gonna be a side lane. No, but I really think that, yeah.
Honestly, when you're on BOE, most of the time when you're in that 4-man on the bottom, you can't really afford to split somebody off unless they have hypermobility like a Genji. So it's gonna be a spot where Yrel can kind of just have that 1-to-1. And whenever she is in a 1-on-1 scenario and she can't be interrupted, she usually can kind of out-trade her opponent, eventually get to a point where they start to back up a little bit. could be hard for Dahaka to handle that.
I mean, again, Leftovers approaches from the perspective, hey, we want to learn something here. This is for us a lot of this is for us practice. It's a learning opportunity. If you can win a map, then hey, let's go for it and improve our score for the standings. But they acknowledge that Dignitas is the huge favorite. So I like what they're doing here. I mean, it's an aggressive comp that they are drafting. They are very heavily set up with that melee frontline. They have Maiev engage, a Nubarak engage. So they are not shying away from aggression. I really like that from the perspective of how we've seen them play in the first few days, so that they try that out now against Dignitas, who is definitely made from a completely different stuff here.
Well, let's head into it. Game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity. Leftovers trying to hang against Team Dignitas here on the left side. In the blue, Podyboys playing Dahaka, DAB on Grey Main, Linked on Karazim, Mopsio on a Nubarak, and Black Kidney to play Maiev.
And over to the right side of the map, they are opponents. Team Dignitas with Wooby on Urel. We have Snitch on Hanzo. We're seeing Poi currently playing the mage. He's playing on Liming, JPL with a front tank, that's ETC. And Zelia on his Be. Zelia on the old man playing, the other old man playing Malfurion.
Malfurion is old, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like 10,000 years or something.
He's up there. He's about to expire, that's for sure. He did expire, didn't he? Spoilers, World of Warcraft? Is that spoilers? Only 2 years ago.
I have no idea, but wasn't he like, were him and Tyrande a couple, wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, there's a love triangle between Illidan and Tyrande. We are definitely the ones qualified to talk about lore here.
I always found it a little bit creepy. I mean, seriously, if you have the choice, who do you want to go for? Do you go for Malfurion, the old geezer that's just boring as hell, or do you go for the badass Illidan? I mean, that for me, that would be an easy choice. So I'm not quite sure what's wrong with Tyrande, but that. I mean, seriously.
Don't let your pleb human emotions get in the way. Age is not a big deal between druids. It's fine. Let them love each other. And don't judge, man. Don't judge.
I mean, no, I will go with the blind dude. He's badass.
Yes.
What do you mean, I guess?
Someone that gauged their own eyes out is a little crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, but, I mean, it makes him at least interesting.
Yeah. Speaking about interesting, Leftovers trying to control the top here as Team Dignitas comes in, but Leftovers opening up pretty aggressively here. First off, rotating the 4-man in the top lane, going straight for a turret. They get a little bit weak, and they also grab a siege camp quick.
Linked is pausing the game because, wait, love triangle? Tell me more about that. Wait a second, boys. We need to hold that game for a moment. So, what do you know about the lore?
I know nothing. Okay, so Josh is trying to tell me in my ear. So, I'm going to repeat this to you. Tyrande, Illidan, Malfurion. All in the love triangle. So there's Illidan and then there's Malfurion, and both of them are brothers. Illidan got caged in dark magic, but he had a love interest for Tyrande. Malfurion was like, nah, that's my girlfriend. You can't be a part of this. So he kicked Illidan away for the rest of his life, and I think that's where he fell in love with Maiev.
I mean, that's just screwed up.
I don't think that's true at all. I have no idea. And then Kel'Thas came in and dropped a flame strike. Ignite, he killed everybody. And we're like, well, that character's broken. And then we nerfed him.
I still don't get it. Why would you go for Malfurion? That guy's boring as hell.
He's wise. It's like,
what do you mean wise?
Wise is not boring. Do you look at your grandpa and go, Grandpa, you're boring because you're a horrible person, Caldor. That's what you are. This isn't an us issue. This is a you issue.
It took you 2 years to pick up on that. That I'm a horrible person, really. Wow. I told you on the first day, basically.
What do you know about lore? Tell me your Warcraft knowledge, Mr. I know everything.
Okay, so basically, Tyrande and Illidan, they are like, Tyrande thinks that Illidan is really, really hot. What? You wanted to know? Okay, I'm talking
Please
about
never write a story ever. There's no build-up. You have to have some kind of attraction going on before you go to
he's badass.
Can we go into the game?
No, I wanted, you wanted to know my lore, okay? I'm actually putting that out right now.
You have
so
10 seconds. Go.
I need more than 10 seconds.
20
it's
seconds.
a big story. And back in the game. I'm going to tell you later. It's amazing. It's an amazing story.
Jeez Louise, man. I'm glad that part of commentary is not knowing all the lore. We would just get fired instantly.
I'll make up my own lore. It's way better. Big push at the top lane right now. And, well, with the Beatles, you can always try and get a couple of tower shots soaked and put the pressure in. I really like how aggressive the Leftovers are. I said it during the draft here. I really enjoy that they are trying to do that against Dignitas right now.
Yep.
Showing no respect and saying, okay, we're going to come out swinging, and they're trying to snipe towers now. And if you get those, that's a huge chunk of experience that you can really get here. The top one is nearly down. The bottom one also on half HP. So I really like the way that they're currently trying to play this. Against Dignitas, it's always going to be difficult because you just step out of position for a second and Dignitas punishes you. But this is exactly what you need to practice against teams like Dignitas to perfect it against other teams that you might be able to beat.
What's interesting is they actually didn't get either of those turrets there, so they're actually a little bit behind in experience. They should be able to clean that up soon. But Team Dignitas and the leftovers will go straight for the bruiser camps that we typically see from these teams and move towards that level 4. Now, this is a little bit of an earlier timing. Typically, you get those camps around the 230, 235 mark. We got it at 225. So there is a potential for it to be cleared out, especially by Dahaka here for leftovers. Remember that global is going to be important in this exchange. What are you smiling about?
I'm going to put a poll out on my Twitter later and ask if Illidan is hot or not. You are so wrong on that.
I don't think anyone... Okay.
Okay, back to business.
Yeah, it's back to business, man, because like this could go on all day. It really could.
Yeah. We have in terms of the build, by the way, the exact same build from Whoopi that we saw on URL already. So going for Marat's Insight again on the first one, so the heals, the sustain that you need on the solo lane, and the gift of the Naru taken on level 4 now as well. So it's really a lot about just her being that sustain, what was that? The
pseudo support.
Pseudo support, yeah. And for the solo lane, that makes a lot of sense, but for the team fights later on, it really helps her out as well.
Yeah.
It's the same build that Aethero was using up to this point, so we're going to keep a bit of an eye on that to see if Whoopi follows the same path for the rest of the game as well. But yeah, URL just hopping around here and creating space and talking about that. Zelia at this point is engaged upon, and down he goes. Great kill by leftovers. Greymane with the last hit here, but Mopsio might still fall as a result. Good stun. Keeps him alive a bit longer. Link is in, and they are able to move out of this. I'm loving what Leftovers is doing in this game.
Yeah, they don't have Greymane, though, so I think they're still going to lose this race. Snitch is trying to work in those auto attacks, and he gets it. So Team Dignitas will just barely win out on this Immortal phase. And part of it is because of ETC. ETC actually made sure that Greymane was able to rotate over.
It's not only part of it. I mean, it was literally JPL saving them the Immortal here. It was great play by him. You're absolutely right. He moved in and made sure that the heavy audit... I mean, one of the main reasons why Greymane was always so strong here is that his pressure against the Immortal is fantastic once he gets on it.
Yeah.
So ETC zoning him out here won them the Immortal for sure. I still like the way that Leftovers are trying to play this right now. This is a pretty cool style that you show.
And they're looking like they actually might want to dive again here. With URL in the top lane against Dahaka, they know they have that 4v4. Mopsio's lurking around the corner, threatening the idea of coming in at any point with Maiev to follow up, so Team Dignitas needs to respect that. They'll siege away on the turrets, but not overstep anymore. Only a little bit of damage here on the fort.
Yep. Nice defense here by them. Greymane, of course, in this case, also doing really well. We still have at the top lane Dahaka holding the line. Now, the camps are going to become really important, and this is one of the reasons why we're probably going to see a rotation coming top lane pretty soon. Dahaka against URL can't really go for the camp, but if someone else helps out, that might be a difference. But they're going for it. A kill attempt here at the bot lane. They're trying to go for Snitch. It was a really good attempt, but the tether couldn't come in. JPL played really well around this and made sure that Maiev could not get the tether onto Hanzo with Snitch, because that would have been a confirmed kill here for sure.
That just shows how fierce this composition is here for Leftovers, though.
Yes.
If they can get on top of a target and pull them in, they will put out damage quickly. Hanzo went down to less than a third of his health, and had it not been for his natural agility, Greymane probably would have followed up and gotten that kill. So Team Dignitas is going to continue to respect that and make sure that Poik and Snitch in particular are left protected.
URL, by the way, changed the build slightly to from the perspective of what Aethero used yesterday, and went for the Divine Steed on level 7. Fantastic talent. The insta-mount and the added movement speed advantage that decays over a couple of seconds is just great. And in teamfights in particular. So this is something that we're definitely going to see with a bit of action. The 7 talents in general are going to be super important for Dignitas. It's not only Divine Steed that can give you some opportunities, but you have Calamity coming in, you have all of a sudden the extra wave clear on ETC side with the Echo Paddle, and let's not forget about Nature's Cure here for Malfurion, who should make it a bit easier for them to just dodge those stuns on the Nubarak side and the tongs, the drags that we see from Dahaka.
Don't forget about the scatter arrows too. It literally feels like Team Dignitas' composition comes online at level 7 with all the abilities to get here. What becomes the bottom lane is sitting to clear out where Leftovers is attempting to push in this bottom side to keep them himself in the game when it comes to experience. And again, they're staying neck and neck with Team Dignitas when it comes to experience as we head towards those level 10s. But Team Dignitas is able to get on the Immortal a little bit quicker here as they jump to the top side, and they'll go to halftime show easily.
Yeah, better rotation from Dignitas for sure. Here comes the tether against JPL. They're trying to go for it. Podibos needs to be careful, but that could be the kill. ETC is in trouble, and he goes down once again. The Leftovers jumping in and getting the second kill here. But as you said before, they are already behind in the Immortal race. They have lost the halftime show, so now they need to put Greymane onto the point there. And we have Whoopi in as well. using his Qs, actually. Really good job to push them into the stuns.
Yeah, really trying to make sure that the knockback prevents Greymane from actually getting those auto attacks in. Was in a 2v1 against Maya and Greymane. Didn't get too much damage in there, and meanwhile, ETC has had time to respawn, but Zelia gets tethered once again. Walks through his root, here comes Dahaka. Can they find the drag? Zelia's trying to stay alive, he's dancing, but he eventually does get picked off. But Poik is trying to find a reset. If he can get one, Team Dignitas can fight back.
That could have been a much quicker kill for leftovers as well if Greymane was already with them, but he just rotated in. Now Dignitas is again claiming the Immortal. But I have to say, if Leftovers is able to pull this off against Dignitas, then we are definitely going to see other teams struggle heavily against them trying to go for these snap kills, because this is looking absolutely fantastic what the Leftovers are pulling off here. They're even going to reach the earlier level 10, but Dignitas is just still controlling the Immortal so well that it's going to be very rough for Leftovers in the long run to keep up with this, because up to this point it worked out, but as the Immortal scales, they need to win some of these objectives. And here's a massive arrow and the follow-up that we're seeing from ETC. Mosh pit is in, it's party time as everyone's dancing, and a quick triple kill is shifting the game very, very quickly in Dignitas' favor.
Literally the easiest mosh pit JPL has ever had in his life. Snitch nailing that Dragon's Arrow, hitting 3 members, power slides in, gets the mosh pit with the help of the Immortal. They clean them up thanks to the resets, and Team Dignitas will take a commanding lead due to those kills. There's a turret wall falling down, and this Immortal, it's still healthy. They can go for a keep.
Yeah, that was actually extremely well done by Dignitas, and of course at the perfect moment in time too, just as they were pushing as is. If they find another kill here, they could even go for the keep. Containment disc comes out, Isolation is hitting as well. They're trying to go for the kill. Poik with a quick teleport away, but the tether is good against Urel, but can they really take her down here? Ult is already popped by Whoopi, and that keeps him alive long enough. JPL moving away here now to the Containment Disc Cocoon combo that we've already seen come through this weekend. This time not successful to isolate and kill someone.
Ardent Defender also healing Whoopi up. Walks away from that fight, full health. Let's go ahead and check out the fight once again here in the top lane. The arrow comes out, bam, landing on 3. JPL power slides in, drops a mosh pit, and Poik will drop the Wave of Force just to make sure to get the resets. Calamity into a Twilight Dream. Click, clean, and perfect. Check mark there from Team Dignitas.
And as we're continuing with the game here, let's also point out that the keep has actually fallen. As we saw Leftovers like push past the Immortal, dive past him and try and force the team fight against Dignitas. The Immortal took the keep itself down. Arrow again on Kerosene.
Nice.
And a slide. That's the kill that they needed. 4 versus 5. Dignitas moving in, trying to go for the second kill, and Blakidney is in trouble. He's gonna fall. Snitch is trying to get away from Boss, and he has a straight selective. Can jump away, but JPL is not letting the dinosaur escape here either. The quick drag is maybe putting Poik in a bit of an awkward spot for a second, but that's not gonna change the outcome of this one. Dehaka goes down, another triple kill for Dig, as they are now 2 levels ahead. 6 kills against 3. Have an easy 4 to drop here at the bot lane. And a massive advantage in game number 2.
This is getting out of control quickly here for Leftovers. With the next Immortal phase about to come, and Team Dignitas having the extra talent you mentioned, and they take the entire map, they'll have Catapult pushing in, they'll have this Night Camp in the bottom lane, they'll have the fort destroyed as well, and they're also even looking at that well on the left side. Won't be able to grab it, but Team Dignitas should be able to shred this Immortal quickly. Leftovers probably has one more team fight in this game here before they're out.
But this is a double camp that we're now seeing pushing in as well, so they can really be aggressive with this. Greymane is now moving back from the top lane. Cocoon had been used. They're trying to clean those camps up, but that still hasn't happened. So now we're seeing Dignitas pushing in aggressively again. They're double camp, a talent advantage, 2-level lead. They are just going through that wall. They're trying to make sure that with the next Immortal, if they take it, they can end the game.
Kenny was trying to force a fight there, maybe get ETC pulled in that turret range, and have Mobsio follow it up. Power side allows for him to get out. Team Dignitas heads straight over to the Immortal. 4 setting up for defense. They'll leave Hanzo to himself. As long as they have eyes on Maiev and Greymane, Hanzo should be just fine.
Yeah, Hanzo's doing well here. He's, of course, just rushing down the Immortal again, and Leftovers are now trying to meet that somehow. But that's very unlikely to happen. But the Kidney is being attacked. They're starting to follow it up, but nice dodge here with the Vault of the Wardens as JPL's power slide is being dodged. Here comes the arrow. Hits full in the face. Mosh pit attempt again, and that one connects for a short second. But this time there's no kill follow-up. Still the jump as Hanzo moves away, but a nice Twilight Dream against Greymane, and he goes down. Good kill for Dignitas.
Leftovers just can't find these kills here. Blackidney and crew attempting to get Wubby, but Wubby just staying alive. He'll mount out, drop the spray paint as well, just knowing that he has those jukes available. Jumps over the wall, goes straight for Blackidney. He's able to get out thanks to the teleport, but meanwhile, Hanzo is back to business, clearing out the Immortal and setting up Dignitas for a push in that bottom lane.
Exactly, and in the bot lane, one of the towers has already been lost. Leftovers are still 2-3 levels behind. Dignitas might even get level 16 with a push once they go through the structures. This is looking grim for the Leftovers.
It all comes down to that push in the top lane. Dragon Zero hitting 3 members into the power slide mosh pit. Felt like that became the beginning of the end here. Leftovers are going to have to defend this push in the bottom lane. A massive shield for Team Dignitas. They're stepping up already, getting the waves cleared out. ETC is checking the corners. Sonic Arrow to come out as well to make sure no one is surprised for Team Dignitas. And if they're able to get a kill here, grab a turret. They'll hit level 16, have that talent advantage, and look for a core.
Yeah, they should definitely look for core here. I mean, they should be able to pick a kill up unless we have Leftovers. Again, yeah, okay. Down goes my F, and that is the opening that Dignitas needed here. Now they have the level 16 talent as well. Boss is in trouble. I mean, they try to get the kill against Poik, but fantastic play by JPL as he gets the power slide against both of them. Saves Poik, and now that opens up another kill opportunity. Down go Greymane and Karazi. Mopsio is chased away, pushed into a wall, and taken down. That's going to be the end of the game, and Boss falls, and that's a full team wipe.
Goomba Stomp from Wubby as he comes in and finishes off the Haka. Going straight for the core afterwards as well. Team Dignitas cleans up that fight. And Leftovers, they had to go for that fight. They were so far behind.
Yeah.
Their siege potential against a keep isn't the greatest. Greymane will put himself in a risky position just to clear it up. So they figured if at least we can get in a team fight, maybe then we can defend an Immortal, and it just did not work out for them. Team Dignitas goes up 2-0.
Dignitas with the victory here. The favorite in the series, performing well so far, exactly what you would expect from Dignitas, especially since they had no changes coming into phase number 2. Leftovers, I still like what I see. They go up against the strongest team that we have in Europe, and they are doing well in the early stages of the game. They are aggressive, they're looking for kills, they're making it work. They can, of course, improve a lot of things. Sometimes the execution could be a little bit better. Some of their rotations towards the Immortal were kind of slow and gave Dignitas an early advantage, winning the halftime show. But those are mistakes where, against a lesser team, you can, A, get away with them. You can also make sure that you don't make them again in the future. And Dignitas is really difficult to punish. So I like what I see from the Leftovers here. They're down 0-2, but again, they said they only use this as a learning opportunity, and I feel Leftovers looks way stronger than in phase 1.
Yeah, Dignitas just knows how to snap and get that kill like we saw in that top lane, and they'll be up 2-0. We'll see if they can close it out with 3-0, or if we'll have a chance for Leftovers to come back and get their own win. We'll be right back after this commercial break.